So the first thing that I'm going to do is to change the background color of our page or our canvas. Alright, for this specific demonstration I'm going to use the lime color. Select that. Alright, once that is done, I navigate to elements. Alright, and I want to search for a shape in the form of a circle. Alright, and then we can select that circle, and then we want to change the color to match the background color of our page. Right, and then we can adjust the intensity so that we can see where the circle starts and where it ends. Okay, so I'll increase the size of our circle. Right, hold one of the corners and expand. Okay, that looks good. So now we want to navigate to the location of our images. Right, once you have them uploaded, you can then use them in your project. So I'll start with one of the ice cream cones, add it onto the page, and then I'll reduce the size. Alright, and then let's place it here. Okay, that looks fine. Now I need to add, I'll add 3 more of these, right, to the design. So I'll add the next one. Alright, again, reduce the size. So let me place it on top there so that, yeah, I am able to gauge if it's now on the same size. And then for this one, I want to hold, right, these arrows, and then I want to rotate this 90 degrees to my right. Right, and then I'll place it again inside the circle like that. Okay, let's straighten it up a bit. That looks good. So we add 2 more of these and then again rotate. So let's change the size. Alright, looks the same. And then for this one, I'm going to rotate 90 degrees to my left. That looks fine, and then I'll place it inside the circle like that, and then adjust the size a bit. Alright, that looks fine. And then we're working with our last ice cream cone, so let's place it there, adjust the size again, place it on top of that one so that yeah, now they look about the same. Then we want to rotate this 180 degrees, so you hold those 2 arrows and then we rotate, and then we adjust the position. Right, this looks fine. So what we want to do now is to select all of our elements. Right, so you click and drag, and then you select group together so that this becomes what, one icon. And now with this one selected, right, you want to hold Control Alt key on your keyboard, and then you want to increase the size of this, right, so that the focus, and then we'll move this to the left, right, so that the focus of the page becomes our vanilla ice cream. Right, and now what you want to do is to add your text. I already have the text that I want to work with, so what I'll do, I'll just copy it from the site and paste it onto my page. Right, but first, before we do that, I want to add a heading to the page. Right, and then I'll go to my text by the side, and then I'll copy that, and then what I want to do, right, is to replace this with our text. Right, so that's fine, and we want to move this so that is up there close to the top of the page. Right, and we want to add a body of text, right, just to describe our product in there. Again, I already have the text by the side, right, and then I'll just copy it and I'll paste it in there. Alright, let's select everything and then paste. Alright, and we want to move this there, here. Right, we can adjust the size. Alright, that looks fine. Let's select this and change the alignment of the text so that it looks neat and nice. Yeah, that's the best. the scoot alignment. One more change that I want to make before we move on to the next step is the text type of our body text, right? So let's select that, all right, and select on the font, and then want to change that to use PT serif, this one, right? All right, let's apply the change. Right, it's been applied. So that's the style we'll use for the body, and for the header we're using TM serif display. Okay, so the next step now, we want to create a copy of this page, right? So you click on the three dots on the page and you navigate to the duplicate page. Right, so we go to our second page. Right, what you want to do now is to select the grouping of elements that you previously created, right? And then you want to hold on these two arrows, and then you want to rotate, right, until a different product is in focus. So now we want to change our text, right, to match the products that's on the page. Again, from my side, I'll just copy the text that I have, right, and then replace what's on that page there. Right, that's lime, and then we want to get the description again from our side and copy, and then we want to replace everything that's in here. Right, let's align these two and create, sorry, my bad. Okay, and then want to, yeah, now that's fine. So again, we repeat the same process for the remaining pages. Right, we duplicate the page, all right, and then we want to select, and then we want to rotate. Once all your pages are ready, right, what you want to do is to add a transition, right? So going between the pages, right, like you can see on the screen, and then you click on add transition, right? And the one that we want to work with for our animation or for our purposes is the match and move. So we select match and move, and then we can increase the duration maybe to around 1.5 seconds, and then you want to navigate or scroll to the bottom of that same window, and then click on apply between all pages, right? And that's it, you're done. The end result is what is playing on the screen, and that's how you achieve using match and move to create animations for your presentations, for your posters, or for your advertisements. I hope you like the video. Comment down below, let me know what you think, and remember to subscribe to the channel. Cheers, and catch you on the next one.